In the dim glow of the backstage lights at Madison Square Garden, I watched him from the shadows, my heart pounding as he strummed the opening chords of Whispers in the Rain, a song I'd poured my soul into writing for him. But as the crowd erupted in cheers, he dedicated it to her, his latest girlfriend, the one the tabloids adored, oblivious that every lyric was a veiled confession of my love for him. That night, as confetti rained down and he flashed his $1,000,000 smile, I realized I couldn't keep being the ghost behind his fame. It was time to step out or step away forever. My name is Ethan Harper, and I've always been the quiet force in the whirlwind life of Jordan Kane, the rising pop sensation whose ballads topped the charts. We met in college at NYU, both music majors. But while Jordan's voice could shatter hearts, my talent lay in crafting the words that made them bleed. Back then, in our cramped dorm room overlooking Washington Square Park, we'd stay up until dawn, him humming melodies while I scribbled lyrics on napkins. "You're my secret weapon, Ethan," he'd say, clapping me on the back with that easy grin that made my stomach flip. I laughed it off, burying the spark that ignited every time our eyes met. Growing up in conservative suburban Chicago, I'd learned early to hide who I was, my parents' church friends whispering about those people in the city. Jordan, from a liberal LA family, seemed worlds apart, dating girls left and right, his charisma drawing everyone in. But as our friendship deepened, so did my feelings, turning our late-night sessions into silent torture. Our big break came junior year when a demo we made went viral on YouTube. Jordan's soulful rendition of Fading Echoes, a song I wrote about unrequited love mine for him, caught the eye of a major label. Suddenly, he was signing contracts, touring small venues, and I was right there, ghostwriting his hits from the sidelines. "I couldn't do this without you, man," he'd text from the road, and I'd reply with a thumbs-up emoji, my chest aching. The industry was a beast. Agents pushed Jordan to project the perfect straight heartthrob image, complete with staged romances for publicity. I watched him cycle through relationships, each one inspiring, or so he thought, the next album. But the truth? Every verse about longing glances and stolen moments was drawn from our quiet times together. Sharing coffee in Central Park, debating lyrics on Brooklyn rooftops, his head on my shoulder during movie marathons. Society's gaze was unforgiving. Being openly gay in the pop world meant risking endorsements, fan backlash, and for Jordan, the fear of alienating his core audience of swooning teens. As his star rose, the cracks in our dynamic widened. One evening in his swanky Manhattan penthouse, after a Grammy nomination for Silent Promises, another of my creations, he poured us whiskey and confessed his latest breakup. "She just didn't get me, you know? Like you do." His words hung in the air, electric, and for a moment, I almost told him. But then his phone buzzed with a call from his manager, reminding him of a red carpet date. I swallowed my truth, nodding along as he ranted about the pressures of fame. That night, alone in my modest Brooklyn apartment, I stared at the ceiling, wrestling with the societal chains that bound me. Coming out to my family had been a disaster. My dad's silence, my mom's tears, and now, risking our friendship felt like jumping off a cliff. Yet, the media's scrutiny on Jordan's love life fueled rumors, and I saw how it wore on him. The constant need to perform heteronormativity. Activists online praised openly queer artists, but for every success story, there were tales of careers derailed by bigotry. The first major conflict erupted during the recording of his third album. We were in a LA studio, the Hollywood Hills glittering outside, when Jordan slammed his headphones down. "This lyric doesn't feel right, Ethan. It's too intense." The line was, "In your eyes, I see the home I never had," straight from my heart. I pushed back, my voice sharper than intended. "Maybe because it's real, not some fabricated fling." He stared at me, confusion flickering, then laughed it off as creative tension. But the seed was planted. That trip, he introduced me to Mia, a model his team set him up with for promo. Watching them pose for paparazzi, her hand in his, jealousy clawed at me. Back in New York, I confided in my best friend, Sarah, a fellow queer artist. "You're enabling his denial," she said over brunch in the Village, "and hurting yourself." Her words stung, echoing the internal battle. Was I complicit in the system's erasure of gay narratives? Social media buzzed with debates on celebrity authenticity, fans calling out queerbaiting in lyrics that hinted at more. I wondered if my songs were part of the problem, romanticizing hidden love instead of challenging norms. Tensions boiled over at a charity gala in San Francisco, where Jordan performed Veiled Hearts, a track I'd written after a particularly vulnerable night we'd shared. As he sang, our eyes locked across the room, and for a split second, I saw recognition in his gaze. Later, in the hotel suite, liquid courage from champagne loosened my tongue. Jordan, those songs, they're about you, about us. The room spun as he froze, his face paling. What? Ethan, I'm not. I mean, you're my best friend. Rejection hit like a wave, but worse was his defensiveness, citing family expectations, career risks. Society isn't ready for that, he muttered, pacing. I left that night, tears blurring the Bay Bridge lights, feeling the weight of generations of suppressed stories. The next day, tabloids speculated on his mysterious muse, twisting our bond into scandal fodder. Friends divided. Some urged forgiveness, others decried his cowardice. In therapy, I unpacked the societal pressures, how toxic masculinity boxed men like Jordan in, fearing vulnerability. Months passed in a haze of avoidance. Jordan's calls went unanswered as I threw myself into freelance writing, penning songs for indie artists who embraced queer themes openly. New York felt smaller without him, but liberating too. I started dating casually, exploring my identity in the vibrant LGBT scene of Chelsea bars and pride events. One night at a poetry slam, I met Lucas, a kind-hearted teacher whose easy acceptance contrasted Jordan's turmoil. You deserve someone who sees you, Lucas said, holding my hand publicly without hesitation. It was a revelation, challenging the internalized shame I'd carried. Meanwhile, Jordan's career soared with a new single, but critics noted a shift. His performances lacked the raw emotion of our collaborations. Social media erupted with fans questioning his authenticity, hashtags like Real Jordan trending amid rumors of personal struggles. The turning point came during a heated interview on a late-night show. Jordan, polished in a designer suit, dodged questions about his love life until the host pressed. Your songs speak of deep, unspoken love. Is there a real story there? He hesitated, eyes distant, then mumbled about inspiration from friends. Watching from my apartment, rage and sorrow mingled. I texted him, "Stop using my pain for your art." His reply was frantic. "We need to talk." We met in Central Park, autumn leaves crunching underfoot, the city buzzing around us. "Ethan, I messed up," he admitted, voice cracking. Those songs, they felt too real because maybe they are. But societal fears loomed. His evangelical aunt's disapproval, sponsors pulling out over controversial lifestyles. We argued fiercely, me accusing him of privilege and hiding, him countering with the real threats of hate crimes and lost opportunities. It was a microcosm of broader debates like the backlash against gay marriage in conservative states or the fight for representation in media. As winter blanketed the city, Jordan's internal conflict intensified. He confided in me about therapy sessions, grappling with bisexuality he'd long suppressed. Growing up, Dad always said real men don't. He trailed off, shame evident. I supported him, but boundaries held. I couldn't be his crutch anymore. A scandal broke when an ex leaked private messages, hinting at his fluidity, sparking online vitriol. Trolls flooded his feeds with slurs, while supporters rallied with love is love. The pressure mounted, forcing Jordan to confront choices. Authenticity versus safety. In a vulnerable moment over coffee in Soho, he kissed me, tentative, real. But doubt crept in. Was it genuine, or a reaction to crisis? I pulled away, heartbreaking. I can't be your experiment. The fallout was raw, echoing societal divides where coming out could mean triumph or tragedy. Holiday season amplified the drama. Jordan's family gathering in LA turned tense when relatives questioned his single status, ignorant of the storm inside. He called me Christmas Eve, voice slurred from eggnog. I miss our songs. I miss you. I hung up, tears falling, realizing love wasn't enough without mutual bravery. Back in New York, I channeled the pain into a solo project, a concept album on hidden queer love in the music industry. Word spread, and soon I was fielding interviews, my story resonating with others silenced by norms. Jordan watched from afar, his silence deafening until a New Year's Eve party in Times Square. Amid the countdown chaos, he found me, eyes pleading. I'm scared, but I want to try. We danced under the ball drop, a tentative step, but societal whispers lingered. Friends warning of career suicide. Online forums debating if stars owed fans their truth. The high-stakes drama peaked at the Grammys in Los Angeles. Jordan was nominated again, performing a medley of our hits. Backstage, nerves frayed, he confessed, "These songs are yours, Ethan. About you." On stage, he ad-libbed a dedication. "To the one who taught me love isn't a script." The audience gasped, social media exploding with speculation. Post-show, in the after-party glow, we talked honestly. "Society will judge," I said. "Let them," he replied, hand in mine. But reality intruded. His label threatened contract tweaks, fearing backlash. We navigated the minefield, attending therapy together, facing family confrontations. My parents, surprisingly, softened after a tearful call, influenced by evolving cultural shifts like landmark Supreme Court rulings on LGBT rights. Spring brought renewal but also fresh conflicts. Jordan's coming-out process was messy, leaked by a disgruntled insider, thrusting us into the spotlight. Headlines screamed, "Pop star's secret gay muse," twisting our story into salacious gossip. Protests erupted outside his concerts, conservative groups picketing with signs decrying moral decay, while LGBT allies countered with rainbow flags. The divide was stark, mirroring national debates on equality versus tradition. Jordan's sales dipped initially, sponsors wavered, but a groundswell of support from younger fans turned the tide. "Your music saved me," one teen messaged, sharing their own coming-out story. It was validating, yet exhausting. Paparazzi hounded us, questioning every glance. In the midst of chaos, personal doubts surfaced. Was our bond forged in secrecy truly sustainable in the open? Jordan struggled with internalized homophobia, flinching at public affection, while I pushed for visibility. A heated argument in our shared Hamptons rental escalated. "You're ashamed of us," I yelled. "No, I'm protecting us," he shot back. The societal pressure cooker, from workplace discrimination laws varying by state to media portrayals of gay men as stereotypes, amplified our rift. Friends intervened, hosting an intervention-style dinner in Brooklyn, where stories of resilience inspired us. Sarah shared her own battles, reminding us love required work beyond romance. As summer heated up, a controversial twist unfolded. Jordan's ex, Mia, went public with claims of being a beard, igniting debates on ethics in closeted relationships. Online forums buzzed. Was it fair to involve unwitting partners? Jordan apologized publicly, donating to LGBT causes, but the backlash stung. I faced my own scrutiny. Critics accused me of outing him through songs. In a joint interview with Rolling Stone, we addressed it head-on. "Love shouldn't hide," Jordan said, his voice steady. The article went viral, sparking panels on authenticity in art. Yet privately, jealousy reared when Jordan collaborated with a straight songwriter, old habits dying hard. "Is this about us or your ego?" he asked during a walk along the Hudson. Honesty bridged the gap, reaffirming our choices. The emotional core deepened during a road trip to Chicago, confronting my past. Meeting my family, Jordan charmed them, but tensions arose over dinner when politics surfaced. My uncle ranting about woke culture. We defended our love, leaving empowered but drained. Back east, Jordan proposed a co-written album, Unveiled, blending our stories. Recording sessions were cathartic, lyrics flowing with newfound freedom. But external forces tested us. A hate group targeted his tour, forcing heightened security. In Philadelphia, during a show, protesters disrupted, chanting slurs. Jordan paused the performance, addressing them, "Love wins always." The crowd roared approval, a pivotal moment symbolizing resistance. Fall heralded change. With Unveiled dropping, reviews praised its honesty, charting high despite boycotts. We attended Pride in D.C., hand in hand, amidst cheers and jeers. Personal growth shown. Jordan embraced therapy, unpacking childhood expectations, while I learned patience. A quiet evening in our New York loft, cooking dinner, felt like victory. Simple joys amid turmoil. Yet, lingering questions haunted. Had letting go been necessary for this? Society's evolution was uneven. While cities celebrated, rural areas lagged, fueling ongoing fights for rights. The album tour kicked off in Boston, a whirlwind of sold-out venues and media frenzy. On stage, Jordan introduced me as co-creator and partner, met with thunderous applause interspersed with boos. Post-show, in the green room, exhaustion hit. "Is it worth it?" he whispered. I nodded, but doubts nagged, the toll on mental health, the invasive scrutiny. A fan meet and greet turned contentious when a parent accused us of influencing youth, echoing national debates on education and LGBT content. We responded with grace, sharing resources, but the encounter lingered, highlighting generational clashes. Mid-tour, in Atlanta, a family emergency pulled Jordan home, his father's heart attack. Rushing to the hospital, old wounds reopened. His dad, a stoic veteran, had always pushed masculinity, but bedside confessions revealed regret. "I just want you happy, son." Tears flowed, a breakthrough amid beeps and sterile lights. I supported from afar, respecting space, but the distance stirred insecurities. Phone calls turned strained. Jordan questioned, rushing out. Maybe I wasn't ready. Heartache resurfaced, reminiscent of our initial split. Society's role loomed, how parental expectations shaped identities, perpetuating cycles. Reuniting in Nashville, music's heart, we recommitted during an impromptu songwriting session in a honky-tonk bar. Lyrics poured out, raw and unfiltered, about forgiveness and growth. But controversy struck again. A leaked demo sparked plagiarism claims from a rival artist, alleging we stole queer narratives. The lawsuit threat was baseless but damaging, fueling tabloid wars. Defending in court, we exposed industry biases against gay creators, turning it into advocacy. Victory came, but at a cost. Strained finances eroded trust. Winter's return brought introspection. Holed up in a Vermont cabin for the holidays, away from glare, we reflected. Snowfall muffled the world as we discussed futures. Marriage, kids, amid evolving laws. Jordan proposed subtly, a ring in hot cocoa. Yes, I whispered, joy-piercing fears. Yet, societal hurdles remained, adoption barriers, workplace protections varying. Announcing engagement online invited mixed reactions. Celebrations clashed with hate mail, testing resilience. As the tour wrapped in Seattle, high drama culminated. During the finale, Jordan invited me on stage for a duet. Under spotlights, we sang Letting Go, a new track about release leading to truth. The audience's energy was electric, but backstage, a confrontation with his manager erupted. "This could tank your career," she yelled. Jordan fired her, choosing integrity. The move made headlines, inspiring other artists to come out. In the afterglow, we walked Puget Sound, hand in hand, waves crashing like applause. Post-tour life settled into a new normal in Brooklyn, our home base. Jordan scaled back, focusing on indie projects, while I launched a mentorship program for queer songwriters. Community events filled days, volunteering at shelters, speaking at colleges on representation. Yet, echoes of past conflicts persisted. A documentary on our journey sparked debates on privacy versus public duty. Critics argued celebrities owed transparency, while others defended personal timelines. We navigated interviews carefully, emphasizing individual paths. Intimate moments grounded us. Lazy Sundays in bed, debating lyrics over pancakes. But external pressures tested bonds. A conservative bill in Florida threatening LGBT rights prompted protests we joined, facing arrest's risks. Solidarity strengthened us, but fatigue set in. Sometimes I wonder if we'd be happier anonymous, Jordan admitted during a hike in the Catskills. I countered. But then we'd hide again. The balance was delicate, mirroring broader struggles for acceptance. A pivotal reunion with old friends in LA revisited origins. Over dinner, stories flowed, college antics, early dreams. Sarah toasted our growth, but underlying tensions surfaced when a mutual acquaintance outed doubts about Jordan's commitment. Was it all for show? Hurt flared, leading to a raw discussion on trust. Resolution came through vulnerability, reaffirming choices amid societal noise. As years blurred, our story inspired a Broadway musical, dramatizing the drama. Premiere night in New York, nerves high, we watched actors portray our lives. Hooks, heartbreaks, triumphs. Reviews lauded its authenticity, sparking conversations on gay love in mainstream media. Post-curtain, in the lobby, fans shared impacts. Your courage helped me come out. It was humbling, a full circle from hidden lyrics to open narratives. In quiet reflection, I pondered the path. The pain of secrecy, the liberation of release. Jordan, now fully embracing his identity, stood as a beacon. Yet, questions lingered on sacrifices, careers altered, relationships strained. Society progressed, but unevenly. Victories in one state, setbacks in another. Our love endured, a testament to resilience.